welcome everybody to another stream. If there's anybody in chat right now, good to have you here. My name is Toon, and today I'm going to be continuing on working on my Billford animatic. So let's switch over to the... Actually, you know what? It would help, obviously. Bear with me. I am professional YouTuber, I swear. Let's just open this up. So I hope that anybody in chat is having a amazing... I can't speak properly. An amazing morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it might be for you. A little bit of housekeeping. No, that made more sense in my head. Anyway, if you enjoy your time here, please consider smashing the like button in the face. Subscribe to the channel for more content, so YouTube can kind of see that my stuff is worth watching. And yeah, so I've made progress since the last time I worked on this live. I've actually finished the snow scenes now. Hooray! No more snow! Whoop, 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 whoop. Although I just realised that that bit of snow does actually just randomly appear. Yeah. Okay, anyway. I've started... Well, I've done the fridge part, like with all the different anagrams that he was working on. Started plotting out some areas for Ford. Actually really quite annoyed that that snow just randomly appears. And then... So we're going to be working on this one today, this particular shot, drawing in and finalising Ford's poses here. I've got one more to add. Where is it? It is there, not this one, this one. So I'm going to move him over to the other side and turn him more so he's facing it and his hands are up on his head. Sorry, I have a cough sweet. That's why I'm kind of a little bit breathless and still got a goddamn cold and cough, which is really annoying. And also going to be working on this shot today and making it super slow motion. So that's my plans for today. Like I said, if you enjoy what you see here and you're and if you want to, I should say, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. It really does help. Let's throw some music on and get going. Alrighty, let's see here. So I'm going to start with Ford's poses. Hopefully that's not too super loud. Let me just check this. Okay, that shouldn't be too loud. Alright, let's get going. So not working on that one just yet. We are here. Working on this one. So we're just going to finalise the pose for him, basically. Hey there, Mason. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So I'm going to move this up here for a tick. No, not that one. Where is it? Why did it move that up? That's weird. It's maybe I should just cut it and move it up. Alright, let me grab that. Cut. How you doing today? Move that up onto there. Drop the opacity so I can sketch it. Or sketch over it, I should say. And we'll close that out and go back down onto this one. There we go. Alright, let's get this nailed down. If you're interested, Mason, I don't know if you've been here before. I will show you the whole animatic before well, not the whole animatic, everything I've done so far. Before I get going, so let's quickly pop that back up to 100. It might be a little bit loud, and it definitely will be a little bit laggy, but here you go.
You are reckless, sentimental at best. That's not a teaching of mine. You've grown soft, your dead friends can attest. Hey! Put your emotions aside. You're a warrior, meant to lead the rest. I don't know where I went wrong, but I warned ya, and you failed the test. So now I'm gone. This way, you'll know what your place is. This way, you can't cross the line. This way, when all is over, you'll keep yours. disappoint me this way. You won't waste my time this way. I'll close the door, consider this as my goodbye.
That's everything I've got right now. So I'm just working on the last bits of the woman's verse before I move on to the guy's verse. So we are going to get going and drawing on Ford's layer back here. Not this one. That needs to be... No, that doesn't need to be closed. That needs to reduce the opacity again. Boop. Cool. Music back on. We're going to reduce the opacity here so I can draw over it. And we're going to hop down onto Fordsy's layer. Cool. Alright, let's get going with this. This one's going to be quite an easy one to do because I've already sketched out 2 of the poses and then I need to draw the 3rd one and do that. So I'm going to get going on that. What? That's weird. Why is it doing that? Maybe I should move that below. But now I'm seeing a piano. Why am I seeing a piano? What the heck? That's really strange. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna cut that off at there. And instead of having it on a character layer, I'll just make a new drawing layer for it. It's probably gonna be the most sense. Let's call it, whoops. I can't type. Rough. Cool. And then close that. Alright, we'll close that one. Put that below. I've got so many layers. Put it below Ford. Put him in there. There we go. Let's, oops. Reduce the opacity there. Okay, now it should work. She says, hopefully. Let's delete that one. Actually, we can delete all of that because it's the same pose throughout the scene, so... Alright, try again. That's better. Right, now we can do it. Oops, we won't do that. That was absolutely terrible. Guess it might be a quiet stream since it's, well, kind of early. Not super early, kind of early. But that's okay. I think I may have drawn that wrong. Okay, so if we take that back a little bit, then I can do the other bit underneath there. There we go. There we go. I'm also going to have to hop back down onto the background to get rid of the letters so they won't be in his face. Oops. Okay. So I need to make, that's his forehead. Okay, no, that's fine. Because that be his hair. Do that. That looks really weird though. Might take it out a little bit more. Hello, if you're just hopping into chat, welcome to the stream. No, it wouldn't really be going. Another little one there. Okay, cool. Ba-ba-da. Hope you're having an amazing day or evening, whatever it might be. Ah, the why did you pause to read this is actually inside Ford's head on this shot. That's sad. Why? Nope, that wouldn't be that. It would be more backwards. Okay. Okay. And then top of his glasses. Got that, and then just the bottom of his, or the lower half of his face, I should say. Okay. He's nice and easy to draw from behind. I guess that would be more there? Yeah. I have to go back into the background and change things. Might use the line tool for the clipboard here. Hard to believe this thing is nearly finished. Well, not nearly, but close enough. It's getting there, ever so slowly. Alright, so I need to go onto the background in a minute and get rid of the lines where they're not supposed to be. That one's a bit easier because I can just go in like that. Alright, with that was quick and easy. I just need to go into the background and get rid of the stuff inside of Ford's head. That I can delete. And onto the background where its stuff is not going to be visible. Might do 2 streams today. One now, and then one later in the evening. Just 'cause I can. Excuse me. Let's get rid of that. Oh no, I don't need to delete them I just need to erase those inside there. Hello to everyone that just hopped in. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're all good today. Good to have you here. Just cleaning up an image. Now I think I was going to change that black line to grey so it kind of fits more in with the scene. Doesn't stand out like it is. Gosh darn it, every time I say hello, people just go, nope! Not having any of that. Fuck this shit, I'm out! Alright, let's rid of that. Okay, so now that should be the same. Well, Ford's not, but that should be the same throughout the entire layer. Ford needs to extend to 1030. There we go. Coffee is good. And then we can do. Should we do the bit of paper on this clipboard? Actually, it would be more likely to curl at the bottom, right? Do I need to have a look at Val's writing? Just so I can mimic his style of writing. Where's... He seems to write all in caps. Okay. Well, on the post-it notes he does anyway. Okay. That just looks like pee. Oh, never mind. I can't do like joint handwriting like that. I tried. Also, hello if you're just hopping in. Welcome to the stream. Right, I'm going to change that line. That needs to be on the background for that. Change it to the grey. Or maybe just remove it. Yeah, removing it works. Hello, hello! Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a one. Oh, I've got to go through and delete all of that now. That's fine. Gonna redo that shot forward. Just get rid of this. Line. We don't want line. Okay, that line's fine because that's a different shot. It's a different line. That line is completely fine. Oof, now I've got to go through all of this and get rid of all the stuff that's not supposed to be there. Amazing. Why do I really have to do that? I could probably just copy, because, oh no, but the background, yeah, never mind, the anagram's changing, so it would be different anyway. This is fine. I'm fine with this. I think I just scared a load of people away. Ha ha! I am really excited to put the whole thing together and see what the whole animation looks like. Although even after I finished the actual animation itself, I need to animate the intro, I need to do a thumbnail, I need to edit stuff. It's never ending. Never ending. That's what happens when you're a one-person animation. I'd like to say studio, but I guess I'm not really a studio. A one-person animation team, there we go. Also, I need to do Ford's glasses black. No, you're not going to work. You're going to be dumb. Okay, fine. Be like that. See if I care. Da, 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 da. Ford, you don't have fluff in your jacket. Wait, did I miss that on the previous one? I did. Little tiny line. Alright. Let's finish getting rid of this so we can move on to the next one and then do the next shot of Ford. I think that's everything. Your next one. Oh, I'm gonna have to fill in Ford's glasses at every single one as well. How fun! Hey there, user! User Sue. I have to call you that. Is that alright? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Sorry, I'm just getting rid of a load of background stuff that's not supposed to be inside of Ford's head right now. And then I'm going to move on to the next... You are! I'm glad to hear that. Going to move on to the next shot. So basically what I'm doing here currently is I've got Ford in front of his fridge where he was trying to work out all the anagrams. Or work out the anagram that he had. It's going pretty good. I will show you. It might be a little bit laggy at one point because there's quite a animation heavy point in the animation that I've done, and Toon Boom doesn't like it very much, but I'll show you how it's coming along. Let me just pause the lo-fi, and here you go.
You are reckless, sentimental at best. That's not a teaching of mine. You've grown soft, your dead friends can attest. Hey, put your emotions aside. You're a warrior, meant to lead the rest. I don't know where I went wrong, but I warned ya, and you failed the test. So now I'm gone. This way, you'll know what your place is. This way, you can't cross the line. This way, when all is over, you'll keep yours and I'll keep mine. This way, you won't disappoint me. This way, you won't waste my time. This way, I'll close the door. Consider this as my
that's everything I've got right now. Thank you, I appreciate that. This is only the first half. I've already finished the second half. Obviously, I'm just going back through now and working on this to finish it, and then I'll edit it all together. But thank you, I appreciate that you like it. Like I said, it does get a little bit laggy when Bill rips up the photo and the pieces float down, simply because Toon Boom didn't seem to like all the background stuff that was going on there. But when I render it, it does flow like it's supposed to. So that's good. I'm just going through here and getting rid of all the background stuff in the shots where they're not supposed to be, before we move on to that next shot of Ford on the other side of the fridge. Let's pop the lo-fi back on. Nope, nope, where am I going? Here. But yeah, I'm like pretty happy with how things have turned out up to this point. It's coming along really, really nicely. So, pretty happy. Nearly finished with the woman's the woman's verse, I should say. And then obviously it will be the last, or the first verse of the guy, and then the animation will be finished. Bar a few editing bits that I'll need to do, and the intro title. But yeah, it's coming along nicely. I'm happy with it. Ba-da-ba-ba. Do you animate yourself, or are you an artist or anything like that, if you're still here? Get rid of lines where they're not. Did I get rid of that in the clipboard before? I did. Okay, cool. Just checking. Just checking. Okay, that's all of that. On to the next one. You're trying? Okay, cool. What sort of stuff are you animating, if you don't mind my asking? Okay, okay, so it's the next one there. On Ford. Okay, so now I need the original back. Go bugger. Alright. If I grab that, because that needs to go back. Not that. Not that! Just this bit. So that's when he's there. That all needs to go back. Along with the... Oh bugger, I need to replace the G. Which is on the background. So it's fine there. Then when it moves on to... Oh damn, that's frustrating. Okay. 3D stuff, Blender, I had an account years ago, I posted render pictures, but then studies came in and made me left out for many years, but after trying many things... Oh, okay, that's fair. I did try myself. I tried 3D using SFM, Source Filmmaker, but I really, really struggled with it. And then I tried like 2D animation, and I find, because I wasn't as good as drawing, obviously, when I first started, but I found as I've learnt, I've gotten a lot... Oh, crap, that wasn't supposed to happen. A lot better. Oh, bugger. Okay, so I need to replace the G. And I don't have a G. Ah. Okay, let's copy that. But yeah, I definitely prefer... It's like an airplane cabin removal. Right? It's so confusing. I mean, obviously there's some parts of 2D animation that can be a little bit confusing, but I find it a heck of a lot less confusing than 3D animation. Oh no, it's a different fucking thing, isn't it? God. Then with that D there, I can just do... Whoops, not in black though. Yeah, I couldn't get on with 3D animation. I wanted to, like I really wanted to. But I'll stick with 2D animation. I seem to be okay at that. Whoop, no, go back. I can wrap my head around that. Okay, everything's back where it's supposed to be. Apart from that G. Oh, fluff. Is that going to change things? Am I going to have to move the letters onto their own bloody layer? Because it's not supposed to be... okay. If gonna have to split them here. I have like a very teeny tiny amount of sugar, not very much. Alright, what I'm gonna have to do is delete that one. Oops. So this one needs to be the same throughout. I think I have like half a teaspoon of sugar in my coffee. Okay. And then... I think I've already got the G copied, so if I... Is it the G I've got? Yeah, it's the G. So then... Because it changes to... Where does it change again? On the next... You can bugger off for a minute. Let's get rid of that G for now. So it changes... Oh, literally on the next frames. It depends on the coffee. Sometimes coffee's better. That's fair. I kind of feel like sometimes if I have a coffee from the machine at work, it's not necessarily sweet, but it's not that bitter that I have to have sugar. But generally, if I have coffee at home, I normally have like half of one, just to sweeten it a little bit. Okay, so it's this one I need. Why are you not copying everything? Whoops, didn't need to move stuff. Which, is that on a, oh, that's on a different, oh, okay, that's weird. Why is that on a different layer? Huh. Okay. Alright, we'll delete that. Put that in there, where it's supposed to be. So then that's, it's back! Dreamed God win. Okay. What am I gonna do here? What I might have to do is move these down onto a different layer. Why you gotta be so difficult, Toon Boom? I have to use sucralose or something. Ah, okay, fair enough. I mean, is there too much of a difference between normal sugar and normal Coca-Cola feels sticky? See, I don't like normal Coke. I mean, I don't really like Coke full stop. I'm more of a Pepsi girl. But, yeah, Coke is... Yeah, I get what you mean when you say sticky. Okay, that's... Oh, just realised he gets a bit of that in his head up there as well on that one. So... Copy that. Put that where it's supposed to be on that one. Although I'll have to get rid of the fridge door that's now in... There we go, so now they're separate. I might have to make a separate layer for that and merge it into one. Which is a not... Whoa, no, we don't want to... That. Wait, what happens if I just move those back up now? What? Why did you do that? Okay, never mind, we won't do that. What I will do then is delete that for a moment, add a new layer. I really need to upgrade Toon Boom. Where's the drawing? So there's the drawing. So if we move those ones onto that, then move that layer up under the background, should be able to merge those two and it work. Oh, Coke and Pepsi, Coca-Cola Zero tastes good, tastes bad. Actually, I drink, it's my drink of choice actually, like Pepsi Zero or Pepsi Max, whatever you want to call it. I don't actually mind Coke Zero that much. But yeah, like full fat Coke, not a fan. Okay, that should have worked. Haha! Okay, but also we've got a disappearing thingy up there. Did it. You're probably not the only person that thinks like that, though. I'd imagine a lot of people feel kind of the same way. That needs to go back in at the top. There we go, and now the G is back and not in Ford's face when it changes. Awesome! Right, now, need to rename that as background, because that's all my background stuff. Hopefully that hasn't changed anything else. It shouldn't have done. It doesn't normally. No, everything's good. Cool. I think we live in a different country. I've never heard of Pepsi Max. Oh, fair enough. I'm from the UK. England. Oh, come on, Toon Boom. Stop being stupid. Thank you. It might be the same thing, just with different names, because Pepsi Max has no sugar in it. So I'm assuming it's just the same drink, just under a different name. Right, let's rename this as background, because that's what it is. Okay, so on to the next. That's fine. You're all good there. And now we move on to the next picture of Ford. So, what's on the rough layer there? Anything? Oh no, that was just, okay, that's where I'm working on. That's fine. Oh, I hope I didn't erase anything with that drawing layer then. There shouldn't have been anything on there. Hope I haven't accidentally deleted anything that shouldn't have been deleted. So we've got my rough layer. There it is. So now, we need to grab these. Wait, why is that layer on Ford's layer? What did I do? What was I thinking? Chili, okay. Nice. But yeah, maybe it's just the same drink, but with a different name. Now I need to try and get everything. Mind you. I could always... Why did I put some of that layer on Ford's layer? What the hell was I thinking there? And the answer is, I have no freaking idea. So it might be, if I get rid of that, I'm going to have to get rid of... Ford here. And not get rid of the lines. Okay. Although I will now need to replace that bit, but I'll do that in a minute. Let me just paste this picture of Ford that we've got on this. No, not on Billford. We need it on the rough layer, which is there. So I put Ford and learned a whole different language. Sometimes feel like in the whole world speaks English. I mean, it seems like English is kind of like the universal language these days. Which is kind of sad, really. It'd be nice to hear, like, some other stuff. But I guess because English is a fairly easy language to learn. Cool. Right, now we can go in and do Ford on this layer. What language did you learn, though? It's cool that, like, I'm impressed. I'm not impressed. Impressed isn't the right word. I mean, I am impressed. Kind of envious that you've managed to learn a whole new language. I know what I mean. That is very cool. Oh yeah, from the cover things about the digital ID thing. How's it really? Sounds a lot like the booklet, so. The digital ID? Oh, I've not really come into contact with it all that much, to be honest. It's not really bothered me at all. I think it's more so for people that have, like, I don't even know, like, it's, again, like, I've not really come into contact with it, so, To be honest, though, I'm not really, it seems to be affecting really more people that are gamers than anything else, because they have to, like, sign into things and... Hello, Rojan, welcome back. Yeah, they have to sign into their, like, online accounts and things like that, so, I don't know. It's just something that hasn't really been on my radar, to be honest. That was a really bad line. That looks awful. Don't like that. And also hello to anybody else that is hopping into the stream. Welcome. Good to have you here. Make sure you say hi into chat. Learned English. Okay. Oh, okay, so you speak Spanish. Right, gotcha. Well, fair enough. Like, congrats on learning English. Like, it's really cool that you've learned another language. Like I said, a little bit jealous. Like, at one point, I really did want to learn, like, how to speak Japanese. It's just finding the time and having the dedication to learn, basically. Looks like I play FNAF. I have played FNAF, yes. What makes you say I've played FNAF? Or it looks like I play FNAF? What on earth gives you that idea? I mean, apart from the fact that I've just confirmed that I have indeed played FNAF. That needs to connect. Oops, bugger. That. I think I'm going to have to play around with the background again, aren't I? Wonderful. Alright, cool. So that's that. His ears done, and we just need to do the rest of his jacket and coat, etc. And then get rid of all the background stuff. You saw my videos? Ah, okay. Yep, I've played FNAF. Not so much these days, I'm more the animation arty stuff than games. I think the last FNAF game I actually played on this channel was Security Breach, which was really buggy and dumb. So that would be the... Cool, that's all of that. Yeah, fairly certain my last FNAF playthrough stuff was Security Breach. Like, the save feature in that game is really freaking dumb. No. There we go, it's better. whole passage when you speak it. Have you heard of that phenomenon? Oh, what, when you speak Japanese? No, I haven't. And yes, I have been working on a FNAF animation for like 2 years. I really need to finish that, so I'm planning to go back after I finished this to finish the FNAF animation. Okay, that's interesting. I've never heard of that. Okay, that one we can delete, and then I can get rid of all the background stuff. Again. Huh, that's really interesting. What I might do is I have to go into the background for that one. Now, where is that? Is it actually on Ford's lair? It is. Right, so what I'm going to do is copy... That's going to copy all of Ford, though. Ah, that's irritating. Try and not copy Ford. Cut all of that. I'm assuming the rest of that... Yeah, the rest of that is actually on the background layer. So I'm going to go down here and just put all of that in there. That makes things easier, because then it's not going to affect Ford if I change stuff. Why on earth did I do it on Ford's lair? Maybe because it was where I was sketching and doing the rough and stuff? Cool. Right, now I can change the background. Spanish is actually another language that I'd quite like to learn. I really like the tone and cadence of people that speak Spanish. By the way, it wasn't learned was best when you did that, but with my understanding of language watching English YouTubers. Ah, okay, that's cool. I mean, that's definitely a way you can learn it, so it's cool that you did it that way. I used to watch Markiplier a lot. Never really been a fan of PewDiePie, but definitely used to watch Markiplier a lot. Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and MatPat were the guys that I used to watch quite a bit. Okay. But yeah, when it comes to animation, I want to finish this. Then my next goal is to finish the FNAF animation and finally start work on a pilot of my own series. We need different language brains, what it makes personality. Okay, that's cool. Kind of odd, but cool. The electricity went out. Oh no! Hopefully it'll come back on soon for you. That's not good. Wait, where's that little... Huh, weird. Gotta add the whole entire other side of the fridge again. On this bit. Okay, that's changed. Now we just need to change it for the rest of the scene. You have backup. Oh, that's good at least. Always a good thing when you have backup. And also hello to anybody hopping into the chat for the first time. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you here. Spanish, don't learn from Chile. From personal experience, most difficult and confusing. Okay. I mean, I don't know if I'd ever actually get the time. But, yeah. Noted. I think it's because we used to have, back when I was growing up, we used to have Spanish neighbors. So I got used to, like, hearing it, but never really learnt it. Other than, like, a certain few phrases that are easy to pick up, if you know what I mean. Like, hola, buenos dias, buenas noches, all that sort of stuff. Did I delete those on the previous one? I did. Cool. Just checking. The word we can be changed to mean anything. Really? Huh. I wake at 10 a.m. just to be in your stream. Oh, bless you. I'm actually planning to do 2 streams today. So there's one now, obviously. Then I'm gonna go and get my hair cut, and there'll be one later on in the evening. I don't know what particular time that might be for you. Just pointing out that there will be another one later on in the evening, just because I can. And I'm in the mood to work on stuff today. So right, that should be fine for the rest of that now. And it switches to the next one. Okay. Just want to make sure it's the same for all of it on Ford's one now. So if oops, that's because Ford's not there. That's fine. So if I turn off the put Ford back on there and turn off the background, none of it should be on there for the rest of the shot. Yeah, go ahead. So that bit needs to... Where are you? You need to come off of there. And then all of it's now on the background, which is where we need it to be. Cool. Right, so moving on from those ones, let's get rid of it on here. And then I can move on to the next shot where he's going a little bit crazy and has his hands in his hair. And then we can move on to the nail in the hand shot, which I need to edit a little bit because I want it to be his hand to be moving back, but in like really fake slow motion, or in slow motion, I guess you could call it. Don't know if you could technically call it fake slow motion. We didn't speak like that, but technically it makes sense. Huh. Alright then. I mean, it's all Greek to me on that bit, but if it makes sense to you. Time 11:35, so if I streamed about 2ish. Oh no! That's not good, Rojan. That's not good at all. Also, sorry if my voice is a little bit crackly still. This cold will just not let up. It's got his claws in good. Alright, next one. And we can draw the final shot, which I've actually got to draw because I think I only did it rough and I wanted to change the position of it as well. Back to the other side. Also just realised those lines should be there throughout the rest of the shot. Pop those back in. Cool. There are some words in Spanish that are not translated, for example, madrugar, which means... Okay. And they don't translate into English? Interesting. I mean, I know there's some words in most languages that don't translate, so they just either speak them in language or don't use them. Oh, that sucks, Rojan. Sorry. Hopefully your main power will come back up soon. Finish getting rid of the... Oh, damn, did I miss out his chin on those? I did. That would really be helpful if I had his chin where it's supposed to be. Hey there, IDK. Have I ever heard of 31 minutes? Is it a game or something? How you doing, ID? Welcome to the stream. Or welcome back, I should say. Need to post it in here too. Good to have you here. Little Desk 31. Okay. I've never heard of it, but that's cool. That is very cool. Oh, with puppets as well. Fair enough. Everybody likes puppets, right? Cool, right, now we change to the next thing. But I'm going to be moving forward, so... we need to go back up to forward slash. Right, this I'm going to be changing. Let's do a rough. Let's go on to there. Right. Okay. So I snapped a reference of myself to use for this. There we go. So basically he's going to be staring at the screen. Oh, staring at the screen. Staring at the fridge. I don't want him... maybe have him a little... I don't want him right in the center, rule of freeze and all that. Maybe just off to the side a little bit. If I have... oh damn, are those disappeared? No, I think it's just... I'll have to check that. Alright, space-wise though, so well, the top of his head would kind of be there. Not to be rude, Rojan, but first off, I'm female. I'm not a he, I'm a she. And they're not actually teaching me, they're just explaining certain things. So that's where Ford's head would be. So top of his arm would kind of be there. It's probably going to go out the frame a little bit just because it's such a wide... It's cool, no worries. Wouldn't be the first time I've been mistaken for a guy. I don't exactly have like the most feminine voice. Which is all good. That's the other end of his jacket. He's facing completely at the fridge at this point, so... his arm's kind of going up there a little bit. I guess the jacket edge would be there. Sorry, I'm just kind of plotting out the rough here. Oh my gosh, 7 people in the chat. Welcome, welcome. This is my last goodbye. The back. Alright, dude. No worries. Hopefully it will come back on soon for you. Thank you for hopping in while you could. I appreciate it. That's the top of his collar jacket there. Alright, so we've kind of got a rough of where his hands and things are going to be. Now Now we can add it in properly. Do the sketch in there. Alright, let's do this. Let's turn off the onion skin, so it's going to go from there to there. Right, that needs to go on to rough. And we can start sketching it in. So I can get rid of all of that. Boop. Cool, okay. Let's do this. So I think his collar is going to be more... That was really bad. I think the collar... What is the... Maybe do his arm there, and then have the collar over the top of it. Oops, I think I did that a little bit too high, because the edge of it is there. So add that like that. I hate planning out scenes. Well, actually, I've already done the planning out. Now it's just the doing of the scene. Now with this, I don't think you'd really see the collar. Can I say your name? Rojan. Rojan 3839. Maybe curve the elbow round rather than, because then his patch is there. Turn off the I was going to say turn off the rough for a sec, but it doesn't matter because the bloody background's there. Alright, so we need to draw in his head next, so... Although actually I should probably draw in his hands first. So I kind of need to look at the reference that I took of myself for this. Because then I can... Fluffy hair, where he's got his hands in his head. In his head? On his head. I know words. And then... so we'll have his fingers kind of come up. Yay, his electricity came on. On hand, on his head. Yep. So basically, like, he's getting very frustrated, so he's got, like, his hands, like, on his head. Like, you know, sometimes you just... I don't know if you've ever done it, but you get... You get what I mean. have done that finger a little bit too long though. So we'll take that back a bit. Then on this side you can't actually see the other fingers, but I will do his hair, looking a bit frazzled. Hands are my worst enemy. They are the worst. I hate drawing hands. Also, using myself as reference is really weird because you obviously you can't see the back of your head, but I had to take a picture of myself and seeing the back. Like, my hair is very fluffy at the back. I have realized. It's very anime-ish. Let's get some hair over that. I guess the fluff would be the... Alright. You did some animation, that's amazing. Always good to hear other people are trying it out or doing it. What were you animating? Oh bugger, I forgot I need to do his jacket there. And I feel like it would be, you'd be able to see that at this point here. Imagine, like, I mean, that would be crazy. The problem is, though, if that were the case, I wouldn't be able to talk to pretty much anybody because the chat would be going so fast. I mean, it would be very cool to have that many people watching the stream. But yeah, it would mean I wouldn't really be able to talk to anybody, which is one of the things I like about streaming. Like, I just get to chill and chat with people. I think that's one of the funnest things about streaming. For me, anyway. Not really going to be able to see that. Now... I mean, I'm happy if I get more, like, 2 people in here. I think that's a problem with YouTube's algorithm these days, though. Like, if you're not already, like, a really big YouTuber... Yeah, you can... Nope, I wouldn't be able to talk to you. I wouldn't really be able to talk to anybody. Which would be sad. Right, I think that's everything. Do that there. Okay. So if I delete that now. Still looks very strange because of all the background stuff that is currently sitting inside of his jacket. Also, I think I made that too big. Yeah, I might curve it up like I did with that one a little bit. Okay. And then we'll do, instead of that, we'll have that to there. Okay. So what I might do is take the background stuff out and then change anything that needs to be changed on the image. It's not looking too bad though. And then once this is all finalized, I can move on to the next shot. Hooray! Which is going to be a slow motion shot. That's going to be interesting. Another thing I've never done before. I am just learning all sorts of stuff working on this. So that's its face right there. Or part of his hair, I don't know. It's part of him. Which one was my favorite? Probably the third one with Springtrap in it, where he's first introduced. I think Springtrap is probably my favorite animatronic. The first one was good too, though. I never beat it on 420 mode, though. Yeah, FNAF 3. Be careful now, because I don't know what's on here. The Fazbear Frights one. I mean, the first one was iconic. Can't go far wrong with that. But yeah, FNAF 3 is probably my favourite. Although, if you work out how to control Springtrap a little bit, it becomes, like, really easy. Like, there's a certain two cameras where if you kind of bounce Springtrap between the two, like, it's so easy just to keep him out of the office. Then you just need to, like, manage the other, like, the phantom animatronics. Alright, I think that's all the background stuff. Okay, might need to bring this side in a little bit. Gonna get rid of... Oh, this is on the background, so we need to go back up to Ford. Get rid of that. FNAF. Yep, pretty much. But like I said, if you keep Springtrap bouncing between two certain cameras, then it becomes, like, really easy. Nope, that's the background. Change that. Okay, that looks a bit better. Okay. Right, I just need to edit in. I'll edit that. Right, I need to change. This side I'm okay with. I think I want to change this ever so slightly because it's quite large. That to about there. And so I might move that a bit too. Don't understand that why people hate dark chocolate. I don't hate it. I think it's because dark chocolate is bitter. Or more bitter than milk chocolate. I still want to give him a super huge arm here. I'm gonna have to draw it in here, so his elbow would be about there. I don't mind a little bit of dark chocolate every now and then. Probably wouldn't eat like a whole lot of it, but I don't mind it. I never used to like it. That more center. Okay, that works. The last thing I will do though is probably make that more straight. Alright, cool. I'm happy with that. Just need to go in and fix the fridge where I've erased stuff. You hate milk chocolate? That's fair enough, dude. Or you just hate milk. Do you hate milk chocolate or do you hate milk? Why have you got to be like this, Lines? Just why? Alright, need to grab everything in there. Well, not the fridge, but this stuff. Copy. Oops. Plonk that in there. Ah, it's going to be on Ford anyway. Okay. So now I need to increase him throughout all of the stuff that he's in until there. So that's the background. We need to extend forward to what was that? 1229. Oh, 1129, sorry. My mic is super quiet. Oh, sorry. Let me turn it up. But welcome. How is that? Is that a little bit lighter? A little bit little bit louder. That's the word I was going for. Hope that's a bit better and not like super loud now. 1129. Maybe that's why people come in and then disappears because they can't hear me. But hopefully you can hear me a bit better now. To be fair, it's not the best headset. Did I say 1129? I did. Cool. One, two, nine. Okay, it's loud. Alright, what about now? Is that a bit better? Hopefully it is. Like I said, it's not the greatest headset in the world. That turns my volume up and down. Not that. Right, so we've done that scene. Save that, and now we get to move on to the next scene. Hooray! Make sure everything's working there properly. Yep, good, okay. And also welcome Cinemoki? I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name, but welcome to the stream. And thank you for pointing out that my mic was quiet. I appreciate that. Let's just test how this is working. Whoa, 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 hold up. What happened there? I saw a flash of something. Oh, okay, yeah, I see what that was. That's where I didn't fill in his glasses on the next shot. So for some reason his glasses go white there. Don't know why, they shouldn't have done. There we go, right. How's that looking now then? Better? Cool. When will I add the freaking sound? I can add the sound, I just turned it off because it can be quite loud. But I will add it back now so you can see what it's looking like. I'm not going to play it from the beginning simply because it's long and laggy. I'll start it from Puppet Hour. There we go.
This way, you'll know what your place is. This way, you can't cross the line. This way, when all is over, you'll keep yours and I'll keep mine. This way.
Alright, that's looking pretty good. And there's just a couple of bits. Make sure the background's not changing, which it's not there. But I do need to take out the background on that final shot when it moves on. So where it's changing will be there. Right. Let's erase the background. And then we can move on to that well, not final shot, but the next shot of Bill, I guess, since it's Bill in Ford's body hammering the nail into Ford's hand. Which I've got to make slow motion. Hooray! Slow motion. That's going to be fun. I know how to do it. I just need to reposition the hammer. So it starts further forward. Let's get rid of the background on these final shots. It really brings it to life more with the sound on. I just don't always play it with the sound on because it gets a bit tedious having to listen to the same lines over and over again. That's fine, I don't mind popping it on for anybody watching. Let's get rid of these last background bits. So I'm hoping, I would love to be able to release it before the end of the year. If not by the end of the year, it's going to be early January. I mean, I'd like to aim for a Christmas Eve release. That would be really cool. Don't know if I'd get it done in time for that, though. We shall see. We shall see how things progress. I mean, I've already plotted out the stuff for the woman's verse. I just need to do the man's one. We'll see how things go. Would be nice to do a Christmas Eve release. That would be very cool. Okay, that's beyond that. It's fine. Oh, that's good. Ooh, I just realised his thumb have disappeared. Why have his thumb disappeared? What happened there? Did I do it on the wrong layer? Strange. That's very odd. Don't know why I did that. Anyway. Easy fix. I'll be gone. I'm going to watch it. Okay, bye. Thank you for hanging out. Oh crap, that's on Ford's layer. I need to go down to... Okay. So it's fine there. Get rid of lines where they're not supposed to be. That one's fine. No, that's in his hair. It's not fine. Go away. Then the next one is like a full background that I need to get rid of. It's fine. This is fine. Everything is fine. Let's do this. Alright, whoops. I think this is the last one and then it's the next shot, so then we'll move on to that. What's the time? 12 o'clock. So I'll probably stream now until about 1:30, and then I'll be back later in the evening to work on some more. Yeah, we'll go until about 1:30 this morning. Actually, I might have to redo that finger because it looks weird. I didn't do the curve of the thumb. That. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Did do that on the previous shots, right? Cool. Maybe I need to get a freestanding mic again as opposed to a headset mic. Standing mics are so expensive though. That's the only problem. Should have kept my old stream set up. Ooh, excuse me. Okay. So the next shot is going to be interesting. I wonder if I should perhaps have his elbow curve there, since it does seem to go... Yeah, I think I might actually. Finish getting rid of the background, because that arm seems super long compared to the other one. Alright, I think that's all the background stuff gone. Yep. Okay, so let's hop back up onto Ford quickly. And I think we'll take that back. Because then I can take that back a little bit. That looks better. Okay, and I think I'm also... So that should stay the same throughout the shot. I just want to add... Need to start there. Alright, and that should be the same throughout the shot as well. Cool, right, that's that. Everything's staying the same, nothing's moving apart from the thingies on the fridge. Righty-ho, how's that looking when it's all put together and thingied now? Let's pause that. Go.
Can't cross the line this way. When all is over, you'll keep yours and I'll keep mine. This way, you.
Alright, that's looking pretty good. So now I can move on to this shot. And I need to start with his arm further forward so I can move it back. So, what I'm going to do is copy this. So we've got quite a big, well, not a big space, but enough space there where I can do the slow motion. So if we cut that off of there. Also, welcome if you're just hopping into the stream for the first time. Good to have you here. Right, let's delete that. Put that in there. And then get rid of the rest of it because it's going to be changing. Alright. So I need to draw his arm further forward to start with. Or rotate his arm. Unless I just, no, because if I made it go back, it wouldn't work because your arm can't go back further than what his currently is, really. So it needs to be further forward. So if I start it maybe here. So if you, his arm's back like that. Yeah, it would be, this would be following an arc. So it's kind of like that. So if we start it. If we start it with the hammer. Like the edge of the hammer there. This is going to be interesting. Alright. So you wouldn't really see this bit yet. It would be more the front of the hammer going back. Ah, perspectives. So if I do the arc pathways on the rough, it might be better. So if I do them this color, so this is following that sort of arc. So really the front of it needs to be here to start with. With I am not good at this. How would I do this? I'm assuming it's a mallet he's using. Just have a look for a reference here. Mallet. Yeah, so they're kind of rounded. Yep, pretty sure that's what he's actually using. Hmm. That wouldn't. The perspective's off. So would it be something like that to start with? But obviously the stick would be further back. Okay. Might draw this on. Or cut that. If we put it on this layer, it's in black so I can see it. So then his hand would be on it like here. Hmm. Oops, no, we want that there. How would he be holding it if it was there? Maybe not have it so far forward? Oh, damn, I forgot now. That's going to edit all of it, isn't it? Hmm. So basically this needs to travel back and become that sort of shape as it goes backward. But how would he be holding it at this point? Would it be sloped? Hmm. And then it goes back into that sort of shape. Perspective, how I hate thee. So his shoulder's there. So I guess it would kind of start there. Something like that would go. Hmm. I need a stick or something. I need a stick! That was a porcupine quill. Anyway. So, I mean, this isn't the best thing to use, but that's an eraser. Doi. What about that? Might be easier to hold and use as a mallet stand-in. So I guess if his arm is kind of there, then that would be there? Question mark? I don't know. That doesn't really make any sense though. Let's see here. So the handle is underneath, essentially, in the middle. He'd be gripping it. Like that. His hands would be there. But that doesn't work either. Why did I decide to do this? Unless I move the hammer forward ever so slightly. I don't know. Need to work this out. So this would be following like that sort of pathway. That's where his arm is to finish. And just rotating it's not really going to work. Okay. How? Okay, I think I'm going to have to get some reference. The best form of doing stuff. When in doubt, find a reference. Or take a reference. Okay. So, he's back like that to end up with. Although is it his other hand? It's in his left? Well, technically in his right. Stop giving me ads. Okay. What if I do it the way he's facing? So it starts off like that, basically. I want to start it further forward. Okay. Let's try it like that. Right, let's try these. Yay, reference photos. Alright, let's try this. Excuse me. Hey there, Artsy Granger, welcome. Sorry, I was just taking a reference photo. And you love Billford. Fair enough. I was just getting a reference photo so I can kind of... Like, the shot I'm working on currently, I want it to be slow motion with his arm going back. So I need to start with his arm slightly forward. So I was just getting some reference to draw that. But welcome to the stream. And yeah, Billford's quite fun. Let me show you the animation, the whole animation that I've done so far. Let me pause the lo-fi. Boop. And here you go.
You are reckless, sentimental at best. That's not a teaching of mine. You've grown soft, your dead friends can attest. Hey, put your emotions aside. You're a warrior, meant to lead the rest. I don't know where I went wrong, but
That's everything I've got. For this particular thing, I've already finished the second half of the animation as it goes. But yeah, currently working on the shot you saw when you came in, which is this one. So yeah, I hope you like what you see so far. Let's put the lo-fi back on and work with the reference that I just took. Right, so his arm would be more straight when it starts. So let's sketch that in. I wouldn't say I'm talented, it's just perseverance and a lot of time. But thank you, I'm glad you like it though. I was saying earlier in the stream that I'm hoping, I don't know why I did that, hoping to release it like the whole thing on Christmas Eve. If not, it's probably going to be early next year. Right, so that's his end position. I need, so the reference that I've got, it kind of starts, bugger. Do I have, oh, this is the ruffle there, okay. But how are you today? Good to have you in the stream. If I start it around here. Then his fingers are going to be like more further forward clutching it. And that's going to be, or the edge of the bottom of the handle is going to be there. Oh, bugger. Bugger, bugger, bugger. I am really not good at perspective. Drawn that in completely the wrong place. The line there doesn't matter, that was just an arc line. Yeah, that's more like it. So it would start more there and then go further back. So his hand is there. That would be the bottom of his palm there. Jacket would be there. And then it's more, where's the edge of his, so that was his shirt there. So if that's his jacket there, it would be more there to start with. That would come in there. Reference photos, yay, I'm doing okay, thank you. Just trying to plot this out. Like, cause like I said, basically I want it to be moving backwards in like really slow motion, rather than just having a static image. So I just wanted to plot that out to start with, which I think I've pretty much got there. Hopefully. Let me do the hands there. But yeah, I'm okay, thank you. Just chilling and streaming, as you do. Oops, so if that comes up... So basically his thumb's on the other side of it. Or his palm's on the other side of it, so that would be about there. And then his other fingers would be coming. This one's going to be hard to do. Can't draw hands very well at the best of times. And Ford's got 6 fingers! Might tilt the mallet further forward as well. But let's start doing this on the main one. Nail down what we're doing here. Okay. Yeah, doing good, doing good. Right, so it's gonna start here. Pretty okay with the location that I've got his arm and bits and pieces in. I just need to adjust the mallet and things like that. It's always nice to have a nice chill stream, you know, draw someone hammering a nail into someone's hand, as you do. That looks odd. So I'll have that come from the back there. Who's your favourite character in Sophie? Onto this. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. My favourite character is Ford, closely followed by Bill, and then Dipper. What about yourself? I know you said you liked Billford, as in shipping them, I suppose. But who's your favourite character? And it's cool, I don't think you actually asked, but I do appreciate you subscribing. So that's Q. Welcome to the Raccoon Pack. The back of Ford's head would be there, I guess. Let's make these smaller. Oops, no. I think a couple of people have asked me that question, but not in this particular stream, so you're all good. I'll do the eyes after, because I want to do the nice yellow glow. I need to find my reference that I was using for this. Yeah. Same for Dipper. Your favourite ship is Dipsifica? Fair enough. It's not a bad ship. I mean, I think a lot of people do ship Dipper and Pacifica, so you're probably not alone there. Right, there's the reference. Okay. Also, I just realised it's under the eyes there. But yeah, Bill and Ford are literally the best characters. I think Bill is probably one of my favourite, cartoon villains. Just because he's so much of a dick. I think I did that a little bit small. Let's take that out a minute. I do like Stan as well. Stan's a fun character. There's a whole lot more to Stan than really, obviously, that meets the eye. He is, but he's fun. Nothing wrong with being chaotic. That's not... I can draw, I swear. Oh, it's the edge of the glasses, anyway. Let's do that. That works better, at least then they're the same thingy. Cool, right. His glasses aren't actually cracked yet. Or were they cracked? There's cracks in some of them. Oh wait, yeah they are, okay. Oh, excuse me. Let's best. There we go. It looks very strange. I might have to increase. I don't think I did his neck or his chin big enough, so I might need to extend that because his head looks quite squashed. Gonna have to change that a little bit. So normally it comes from about there. And then his tie is there. And then it gets smaller as it comes in. Nice. Cool. Alrighty. And then on the other side, that goes underneath his chin there. He's got lots of stubble. Stubbled forward. Pop that there, and that can come out and down. That can go up where it's supposed to. There we go. Cool. Alrighty. Let's do, so then that comes from about there. So if that's the bottom of that, and then he has his shirt about there. And then his jacket continues down. And that's his shirt there, and that goes in and down. But I think the table's there, so don't really see that. Not in this image anyway. Might also need to extend his arm. Or make it slightly smaller and extend it a little bit further because it's quite... Might just be the perspective of it, I suppose, but... Okay. So then... That comes to about there. And then his chaotic grin actually goes up beyond the glasses, so... Gotta love Bill's chaotic grin. Might take his chin down ever so slightly further. Give him stubble. Move that along a little bit. Oops. Stubble. How's that looking? It's getting there. It's getting there. Let's fix that though. Okay, so let's do his arm next then. Which, I'll do it slightly lower down here. Because it's kind of, it's opposite where the other arm is. Which starts... So, oops, bugger. So that arm comes in there. Although the edge of his jacket should come to the edge of the table. Alright. So that's gonna look weird. Let's pull that back a bit. Well, I guess in this one it's going to be beyond or below the edge of it. Doesn't have to be exact as the picture is, so that's fine. Oh no, but then it kind of does need to be. Ah! Because his hand needs to be on the table. Also, I didn't. That's less of a curve there. Do that. And then it's more of a direct angle down. And that one comes in about there. Might just have to move where the table is. Ignore the table for now, Taz. Just draw his hand. Is probably going to be the best way to go. So we do it about there. Although that one, that line underneath is slightly curved, so do that. Maybe not. And the jacket's wrong as well, because the jacket is underneath where his arm is. So this comes in like that. Then that's that. Helps if you draw the thingy right, of course. And that's his shirt underneath. To there. Then we have part of the wrist. Then his thumb. But it's less. It's more like that. It's not curved. It's like flat along the table, basically. Ugh. Draw a straight line, Taz. There we go. And then his other fingers. But then his arm's too small. Eh. You have to edit things. So basically, the back of his hand there, might need to take that up a bit. Curve those back to about there, because part of his hand is there. So it comes down with that. No, not that. Go away. Free. Why do you have to have 6 fingers? Yep, you have to make this bigger. So thumb, 1, 2, 3. Also, that should be in front. Looks painful. Yeah, same. 3, so 1, 2, 3. But it really just does show how much of a douchebag Bill is. Wait, no, it doesn't curve up like that. Change that. So, comes around. Yeah. Can't draw straight lines today, apparently. It goes up into the jacket. Oh! You don't like him? No. That's fair. I'm going to redo that. So that's the edge of his hand there. And then that goes straight up, but I'm going to have to change. So that's his wrist. This is the jacket edge, which... Okay, the jacket edge and his shirt are just flat. So we get rid of that for a moment. But then I've done that wrong. That's meant to be more... Hard to see with that there, but it kind of comes in below it. And that goes down onto it. Yeah. Maybe not the best interpretation, but maybe try and make it a bit flatter. So that's his wrist, and then it goes up to his arm, which is up there. And then, whoop, that's his shoulder. That looks so odd though. Might have to put that at more of an angle. It doesn't really work. How do you not work? That's about there. Hold up. Drew that the wrong way. You're scared of him? Really? You're scared of Bill? Might be easier to just draw the top first, actually, and then draw the bottom. So if we do... I can delete that little tiny bit in there. There. Although the nail doesn't look very good. Got the top bit, which is flat. Better, but not great. Alright, that'll do. Actually, might take that one in ever so slightly more. It comes. Okay, not going to mess around for the nail. With the nail forever. That's that, and then that goes to there. Button. Alright, I'm going to stop messing around with his hand now. Looks okay, I think. Hello from your second account. Well, what's your first account, Stella? Alright, let's finish this off. I'll draw it all in and then decide where to put the actual table. And now that we have the bottom of his arm there, actually I think that reaches more round, because it more or less connects with this. Because then his jacket comes from underneath. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Fair enough. I will ask though, if you do have a second account, don't subscribe on the second account. Just one subscription is enough if you're going to subscribe at all, which I know you have. But yeah, not a fan of inflated subscription numbers. So let's do his crazy hair now. Ooh, that needs to be more centered actually. Bit there. Although it actually kind of goes right to his forehead, doesn't it, that? So, I was kind of right the first time. Haha! He's got hair there. Oops, need to make that bigger. Too late. Well, you could always unsubscribe on the second account. I'm not trying to be rude when I say it or anything, it just doesn't really make sense. It's better just to have one subscription. Not that I don't appreciate the fort. Okay, so crazy hair, go. Well, there's actually kind of a gap between those two bits, so. I'll leave that for now, because that's where the mallet and his hand is going to be. Alright, happy with that. Now I need to do that hand. Okay. Let's see, how am I going to do this? I think for now I'm going to go down onto the background here and get rid of that. Because this hand is really bugging me. I think it might be too big? Question mark? Nah. Maybe it's the perspective, I don't know. His arm looks really short and weird compared to his arm. Alright, we'll go with that. I don't want to mess with it too much longer. Okay, so let's try and do hand holding mallet. Hand of holding mallet. So it's going to be at more of an angle, so his wrist, I guess, is going to be here. Crap. How is one going to draw this? 1 to 2, really nice and hardworking. Oh, well thank you, I do appreciate it. Oh, I hate hands so much. Well, that's the 5, so if that's, say, in regards to my little finger. And then the bottom of his wrist would be there, I guess. Oh, why do people do that? Sorry if you can hear music playing. There's an idiot outside my window just playing really loud music. But then I don't know how it would change to that. Also, that position looks really wrong. Turn off this for now. Yeah, that's wrong. That looks totally wrong. What I might do, let's grab that and have it as my ending shot. Because that's where we need to end up. Then I can delete that, put the onion skin on. Move that up there for a tick. Oh, what are you doing? Stab it. Oh, okay. It doesn't want to onion skin that far. Cool. Love it. Oh, what's happened there? That's why it's not onion skinning. It's because it's not on there. Right, you move up one. But you're not going to, are you? You're going to be stupid. Okay, fine. We'll do it like this. And then move that back, and now it should... Oh, goddamn, why is it... That I wanted, not the other thing. Okay, now it's onion skinned it. I mean, I guess I could have his hand the same way throughout, but it wouldn't really make sense because his hand would move back. So how do you go from that and forward? These are questions that need answering. So, I mean, if his hands... Would it make sense for it to be gripping like that? I hate this. Where's my prop? Oh no! I just broke Jerry! Gosh darn, how did that happen? Well, shit. Alright then, I'll have to try and fix him later. Wonder if we've got a hammer downstairs. I don't know. Anyway, so if his arm is kind of like that, then it would be his thumb in front, right? Might draw it on the below there. On the rough. But then I can't bloody... Why you gotta be so difficult, Toon Boom? So his thumb would basically be there holding it. And then that would be... I don't know if the edge of the stick would be showing. I feel like we're almost there. Maybe if I angle this more. Although, wouldn't his thumb be facing the other way? You'd like see the outside of his hand as opposed to... Would you see the outside of his hand, or would it be this pose? Let me find another reference here, or take another reference. let's see here. Do slow motion of the mallet swing, she said. It'll look good, she said. Hardy har. Right, so if he's there with the mallet. Yeah, it would be like the outside of his fist showing? If he's going back like that, ready for a hit. If he starts further forward. Okay. Take this reference here. Can't believe Jerry broke. No, Jerry, no! I think I did start it further back, actually. Okay. So you'd really be seeing his fingers. Okay. Let's grab the reference. Is it 1 o'clock already? So I'm going to be streaming until 1:30, and then there'll be a stream later on this evening. Okay, so got the reference. So let's get rid of that. So the hammer is basically going to be about there. I have to redraw his arm here. He's gripping it. Say about midway along. Oh, that just looks so weird. Why does it look so weird? Why do you look so weird, Ford? Oops, no, we don't want to rotate it. Looks like his wrist's broken if I do that. So if he's holding it like that there. Don't know if that would work either. This one's a tough one. I mean, if his fingers are facing that way, they wouldn't move too much. Feel like I'm going to be stuck on this one for a while. Typically. the end. Whoops. No, it's just going to highlight a load of crap. The end pose is there, with his hand going back, and the palm of his hand there. What am I doing with my life? Disson's a hardin'. I don't know. I am stuck. I honestly don't know how I should be drawing this. So the edge of the mallet is there. And it's going back. Mallet's going back, so that should be there, right? Or near enough. Oh shit. That's what I meant to do. That's his, well, the edge of his jacket, or where his jacket ends. Sorry about this, guys, or anyone still watching. I am, like, really struggling with where the placement of his hand should be here. Unless I just draw it there and have, like, tilt it back ever so slowly. But it's above his head here, so... Or in the end pose, it should be above his head. It's really weird. But that's not where it would be if it was further forward. That's the problem. So where would his hand be, and where would the mallet be if it's further forward? Just get rid of his hair for now, just so I can plot this bloody thing out. We saw it's fine. Yeah, me too. Like, it's just, I'm trying to work out whereabouts his hand would be in this particular shot if it's then going to move backwards to be above his head, and the angle of the hammer. See, this sort of stuff I'm not very good at. But, I don't know if this would be right. And that be the hammer, essentially. But in the end shot there, his hands are facing the other way. Obviously it's going to be, I guess, tilting forward at this point. It's just working out really where his hands are, or hand, I should say, at this particular point. No. I think that's at the wrong angle anyway. Go away, jeez. So go with that. Start there. That would be further back. If that's like that, that's going to be slanted. Ugh. Also, I think I'm going to have to do this on a different layer so I don't have to keep erasing stuff on my layer. Which is really annoying, but I really need to see what's what and where's which. There we go, I can do it on this layer. Just so when I finally get it right, I can trace over it. Oh, I hate this. I mean, from the way his arm is going, his hand needs to be going this way anyway. Alright, you know what? I think I'm going to end up this stream here, just because I'm getting a little bit frustrated, and I think I need to walk away from it for a little bit, and then come back to it. So, I'm going to leave the stream here. Thank you so much for watching. There'll be another stream later on this evening. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and hopefully I will see you soon. Take care!